Quiet village of Umuokoro, people believed that strangers carried stories. Some stories brought blessings, others brought death. But no one in that village ever imagined that the most beautiful bride they had ever seen would bring something far worse. A curse. And by the time they discovered the truth, it was already too late. Many years ago, in the peaceful village of Umuokoro, life was simple. Farmers woke before sunrise to tend their yam barns. Women filled the market with laughter and bargaining voices. Children ran freely through dusty paths under the hot African sun. But one day, a stranger arrived. Her name was Ada. She came alone. No family, no friends, no past anyone could confirm. Yet she was so beautiful that people stopped whatever they were doing just to watch her walk by. Her skin shone like polished bronze. Her eyes were deep and quiet, like they carried secrets no one could reach. The villagers asked her where she came from. She only gave one answer. My village was destroyed in war. People pitied her. They gave her food. They gave her shelter. But what they did not know was that Ada had not come to Umuokoro for safety. She came for revenge. Not long after she arrived, the wealthiest young man in the village noticed her. His name was Obinna, the son of Chief Okoye, the most powerful man in Umuokoro. Obinna had land, money, respect, yet he had never married until he saw Ada. From the moment their eyes met, Obinna believed fate had brought her to him. Within months, he announced his decision: I will marry Ada. But his father, Chief Okoye, was not pleased. A wise man must know the roots of the woman he marries, the chief warned. But Obinna refused to listen. Love had already blinded him, and so the wedding preparations began. The entire village gathered for the celebration. Drums echoed across the hills. Women danced in bright wrappers. Palm wine flowed endlessly. It was the grandest wedding Umuokoro had seen in years. Ada stood beside Obinna looking like a queen. But then something strange happened. As the bride price was being presented, a sudden cold wind swept through the compound. The cooking fire went out by itself, and the village priest, Umuokoro, suddenly stood up. His face was pale. The spirits are not happy, he whispered. But the celebration was too loud. No one listened. The marriage continued, and with it, the curse began. 3 days after the wedding, Chief Okoye's strongest cow died without explanation. A week later, Obinna's yam barn burned to ashes in the middle of the night. Soon after, the river flooded the farms and destroyed the crops. Then people started hearing whispers. Servants claimed they saw Ada walking alone in the courtyard after midnight, talking, but not to herself. To someone no one else could see. Fear slowly entered the village, and then one night, a maid named Ngozi discovered the truth. Ngozi woke up at midnight to fetch water. As she passed Ada's room, she heard strange chanting. Curious, she looked through the window. What she saw made her scream. Ada stood in the center of the room. Dark shadows moved along the walls like living creatures. Her voice sounded deep, ancient, not human, and she said something that froze Ngozi's blood. Soon this village will pay for what they did to my people. Ngozi ran through the compound screaming. By morning, the entire village knew. The elders gathered immediately, and the priest finally revealed a terrible secret. Many years before Ada arrived, the men of Umuokoro had destroyed another village during a land war. Homes were burned, families were slaughtered. Only a few people survived. One of them was a small girl, a girl who swore she would return one day to destroy Umuokoro the way they destroyed her home. That girl was Ada. When Obinna heard the truth, his heart shattered. He confronted his wife. "Tell me it is not true," he begged. Ada looked at him with tears in her eyes. "It is true. You are the son of the man who destroyed my village." Obinna fell silent. Everything suddenly made sense. Ada had not married him for love. She had married him to destroy his people from the inside, and the curse was only beginning. Soon sickness spread across Umuokoro. Crops died. Children cried through the night. The elders begged Ada to stop the curse. But revenge had already taken root in her heart. Until one evening, Obinna met her beside the river. "I cannot change what my father did," he told her quietly, "but revenge will only create more pain." Ada stared at the water for a long time, and for the first time, she cried. The next morning, she walked into the sacred forest with the village priest, and she was never seen again. That same day, the curse stopped. The sickness disappeared, the floods ended, but Ada never returned. Some say she sacrificed herself to end the vengeance. Others say her spirit still walks through the forest at night. But in Umuokoro, parents still warn their children with this story, because sometimes the past does not forget, and revenge can arrive wearing a wedding veil